The Game Boy Pocket, Game Boy Color, and the Game Boy Advance. The Game Boy itself is probably one of the most popular and greatest consoles of its time. Let's start off with the earliest, the original Game Boy, the green, black, and white, classic screen, da-doing, when you turned it on. That wasn't very good, and it also had contrast. Game Boy Light, and then Game Boy Pocket. This one took AA batteries. Then came the Game Boy Color, 2 AA, and my mistakes, AAA for this one. Now, unlike this had a lot of defects. As you see, it took forever to power on. And the sound doesn't work on this anymore. Oh, maybe it does. But it turned the game into color, even if it wasn't a Game Boy Color game. So you could be having an original Game Boy game such as Mortal Kombat. You could be playing it in color, just like this. And it was this simple, just as to play it. And it was probably one of the greatest things of its time. And then, you know what came along and ruined it? The GBA, or Game Boy Advance. Now this was obviously much better, but it was just brand new. It was really the first console to be elongated screen in the middle, because all consoles, face it, were either on the TV or had the screen out top, buttons on the bottom. This was just extremely uncomfortable. This is just like playing a DS right here. Now this one had louder sounds, and if you press these, you could switch it small screen, like you're playing on this, and then like this. Now this was not backlit, and people had a big problem with this. So Nintendo was smart for once, which they never are. And you know what they did? They went along and they created the Game Boy Advanced SP. Now I don't have an SP, but I might pretty soon. Now, it was basically a flip phone, but it was in Game Boy. It was basically a Game Boy in flip phone form. Okay? And it was backlit, and there's 2 versions. The original, which wasn't backlit, and then the second, which was backlit. Now, everyone rushed out to buy it, such as the Game Boy. And so did they for the Atari. Now, yeah. So, let's focus on this. Many mocks. I actually have one over here, but it's actually not a mock. It has its own name brand. And this is called the VG Pocket Max. Now this came out in the early 2000s, obviously. Now, as you see, this game was pretty fun. Obviously much better processors than those. But then came along this one fateful day. Nintendo whipped out in 2011 their 3DS. Now this was about all 3 of these Game Boys and every other version out there combined times like 20. That's how good the screen looks. It charged that much faster, and as you see, the screen is too much, it's too powerful, too bright. To even just show on camera. Yeah. That's basically a brief history of Nintendo. Let's go through a thumbnail. This has been the Gamer's Craze. Subscribe for more.